Okay, here's the 9 centers, and I want to use this diagram again to talk about authority and strategy. So if you have the sacral defined, which is this red square, you are by definition a generator, but that doesn't necessarily make it your authority. It probably is your authority unless you have this center, the solar plexus, defined, in which case that's trumping the sacral authority. So what authority means is your dominant chakra within your centers, or your dominant center within all of the 9 centers, and the one in which you look to make your decisions, or they call it your strategy. So beginning with the solar plexus, which is the center of emotions, we would say that you would have emotional authority, in which case, if that is marked on your body graph or your rave chart, then you need to be careful to not make decisions when you are anxious or otherwise emotional. To wait until that passes, until you feel clear. When you have clarity, then you will have made, or it is the right timing to make your decision. So most of the time, you're not going to want to be spontaneous, and you're going to want to sleep on decisions. Okay, if this center is white and either open or undefined, and you're a generator, then you do have sacral authority. You still would use the sacral center to some degree, but in the case where you're a true sacral authority person, you are using the sacral response, the sound of uh-huh or uh-uh, to make your decisions. So you want to be circumventing your mind and your thoughts about, oh, this is good for me, or I really should do that, or I feel guilty, I better do that. To check and see if someone says, would you like to go to the movies? Uh-huh, or uh-uh. And following that, because what it's telling you is whether or not it's right for you, but more so whether or not you have the energy to devote to it. If you have splenic authority, which is fairly rare, then you that will be marked. You can have sacral authority with splenic informing it, but if you predominantly have splenic authority, you're probably not a generator, and your sacral center was white. So splenic authority is very subtle. It is about intuition, and what they say is that it speaks to you once quietly and does not repeat itself. So you may not hear this in words. In fact, you'll probably feel a visceral experience, something physical, and learn to determine what that is for you, and use that guidance to make your decisions. All right, if your body graph indicates that your authority is the heart or the ego, you are a manifestor or a projector, again, not a generator, and you, your authority is rooted in your will, and you can make commitments to things, you can make promises, you can direct your willpower. And again, with all authorities, you want to circumvent the mind in making your decisions. Now, if you have the G marked as your authority, it could also be called the self-projected authority. And this only happens in projectors. And it doesn't relate to your identity. It is actually about listening to the frequency of your voice when you're really not thinking, but you're streaming or flowing and feeling unrestricted. And that would be a sign that you have been invited and it's right for you to respond. So there is more to learn about that, but that's the beginning about the self-projected authority. The if you are a projector and all of your centers are undefined or open and white below your head, and you just have the crown and the ajna defined, this is called mental authority, or you may see it written as non-authority or environmental. And this is defined by hearing your truth after you speak and it has left your body. Again, listening to the frequency of your voice. So even though this is called mental authority, it's not exactly about listening to the thoughts in your mind. It's feeling in the environment what's beneficial and when you're invited, and being able to step back and really be a good listener. Remembering also that you have so much open that you're pulling in that's probably not you. So thus it's related to the environment as well. If you're a reflector, you are such a rare being. You'll want to read about your authority, which is lunar authority. When every center is open or defined, thus lacking color, white, then you need to actually wait a full month for every decision. So that is a unique authority. Great. So thank you for listening about the authorities.